Welcome back, everybody. Well, we got Steve-O here. Steve-O was here last year, spent a whole week with us. He's doing the same thing this year. Today we're gonna load Sassy Pants up with these few cows. We worked through cows without you, but it's gonna be kind of a 3-for-1 today, and that's what's happening on Ranching Sodak. Baler tire we got fixed yesterday, and that needs to go back on because, watch this, bounce. It's nice. Because we're gonna be baling today. We've been cutting, we worked a whole another group of cattle that we didn't show you, but we did that first group of 70 last Saturday, and then the other day we did 150. And that group we only had, I think we only pulled off 5 dries. So that was a pretty good run there. And I might have missed 1 or 2, but that's pretty good odds there on that group of cattle for just turning them out and not calving or not watching them. And that was the same group we struggled this spring with a couple of, you know, we pulled a few of those calves off, and they're bottle calves, so we still have them. We're gonna hook the trailer up and get her going to Sisseton this time to the sale. Safety first, Steve-O. Let's open that tailgate back up, push the button twice, and then we gotta plug in that wire that's hanging there. These cows, when they're dry and together, they're goofy. They're about like steers, all like fat steers. They don't they really lose their cowing ability, if you want to call it that, or being a mother cow. Out! Get you on your way here. Let's fill your logbooks out, make sure everything is up to snuff here, okay?
I need higher pay.
Do a walk around, check your equipment. Looks good. Your jacks. Get in there now. So you watch them for us and let us know how they turn out, okay?
Okay. Love you.
All right. They're locked in the middle compartment, so you have to open your back door and then just lift that up and let her buck. Yesterday, Steve-O was out in the pasture, and I told him, don't drive over any rocks with the Sonoma, because I've never hit a rock with that yet. I wanted to try to preserve it. Well, what do you suppose he did? First thing out the gate, he tapped a rock, and then somehow my radiator hose fell off and dumped all the water out. But luckily, he didn't blow the engine up, and I don't think it had anything to do with the rock. We've got to go do a rescue mission now, put that hose back on and fill her up with water. Put your paws up here. Let's go. Come on. Here she is. Nobody stole her last night. She's out here by herself. Sure, she saw some things that doesn't want to talk about again. No note from Dirty Mike and the boys in here, so that's good. Anybody know where that movie came from? Line. All right, let's see what we find. That radiator hose popped off for some reason. I don't know, unless Steve hit a rock so hard that he moved the engine back enough to pull the radiator hose off.
You'll never know.
Let's find a stick to put in here, like a pipe or a post or something. You're not supposed to mix the orange and the green, so I put the orange in here and I put the green in here, so we should be fine. I think the old girl only takes 3 gallons. So my Ken Cove fence tester is in the other pickup, which has the remote on it to shut this off. And I don't have a dang gate latch over here, so Steve-O's he's got to go up to the road and then unhook the jumper at the gate. Kind of a poor system currently. These are the water boxes that I'm gonna put these tanks that we got, these 13-foot tanks. One needs to go right here, and then there's 2 more gonna go down there, and the water's coming from over yonder way. That's another project that needs to get done yet. I guess that being said, once I get that done, then I will put actual jumper gates with handles on each pasture here, so I can, the goal was to let them into those 4 pastures could come into this one box if they wanted to. You know, you'd have each, I guess what I'm saying is each pasture would have access to the full box to get around the tank, because there'll be nothing around the tank. You know, a lot of times they divide the tanks in half, which cuts your carrying capacity of your tank in half, but now if you leave it open in your box, they can get around it. But you can only have 1 group of cattle on 1 tank.
Well, everybody, this is the Steven cam. We're gonna go out and check some fence, some electric fence. So tools here, we've got some insulators, fencing tool, we got some staples, and got the 4-wheeler. So we'll see what sort of trouble we get into. Well, first thing is to shut off the fencer so I don't get shocked. And it looks to me like Probably turn this guy to 0, hopefully. So the other day when I was with Matt, we came in this gate right here, I'm pretty sure. And then this is the pasture that we moved the cattle out of, and Matt wanted me to take a look at the fence, make sure that things like looking for insulators, making sure that sorts of things are all on, and check on a few things, see how it goes. So right away here, finding an issue. It's not causing it to ground out, but here you can see the insulator. It's come off the post. Try to get that back on there. Here's another little metal one without an insulator on it. So those are some of the things we're looking for. I'll try to get that. Now it's just a matter of trying to find the safe spots where we cross with Matt. Make sure I don't get stuck. Here we go. Things like this. Here you can see the wires out of the insulator, so I'll put that back on there. Here's another spot. You can see we come through this low area, come up here, the fence is down. Looks like the insulator came off the post here. Worked to get that back on the post. So the other day when we were moving the herd, cow-calf pairs, we had moved them about a quarter mile toward the farm, and all of a sudden 3 calves came running up over the hill behind us. So Matt sent me back to look at where they may have come from, and at that time the hot wire here was not on, and it looked like they were sneaking under the fence right here, getting out into the corn. You can see some of the corn stalks are down. There's a lot of hoof prints back here, so there you go, that's a sure sign it was them. And that's about all we noticed. We didn't see any other stragglers get caught behind us or anything, so hoping at the time it was just those 3 that were out here messing around. Now we got the hot wire on. That should deter them when they come back in here next time, and that's why I'm out here, is just making sure that now that we got the hot wire on, that it's not hung up in any fences or anything like that. But yeah, this is where they were down. Make sure that doesn't pop out. Come on. Now I think I'm in what would be the southwest corner, I think, and there's a big ravine here that looks a little sketchy. I'm not going down there. I'm going to try to find a way around. There's still no hot wire here on this side. Fence looks pretty good. A lot of fence to be checking, a lot of fence to be working on. You can see here there's a double fence along this fence line, so 2 rows of fence that constantly need to be checked, and then continues as the double fence go in this direction. Pretty peaceful out here. A little waterway down there. Matt and I crossed that the other day. I don't plan on going across it again. Well, that was dumb. I crossed this waterway, came across here, and then I went that direction. Couldn't get back out, so I crossed the waterway I shouldn't have. So now I gotta go back, put her in 4-wheel drive. We're back where we started. Turn the fencer back on. So get this turned back to 1 right there. If I knew what I was doing with this tester, I'd give it a test, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. What do we got? 2.6. Everybody remember that so we can tell Matt. 2.6 kV. This job is done. On my way back to the ranch, figured I better show you what I worked on yesterday. There's a future bale grazing site. So far, there's about 60 bales there. Matt said he's probably going to move in another 40 or so to fill that up. Get about 100 bales in there. Sonoma made it back. Put the hood up on it just so we remember we got to add some more coolant. It was heating up just on the little drive back. So
Look at Danny here. He's all talented. Got a fancy little glue string on there, and he's a fancy operator here at the Sisseton Sale Barn. the Sisseton Sale Barn, dropping off 5 dry cows. All right, we're at the Sisseton Sale Barn, and I met Grandpa and 2 young boys. You guys want to say hi to Wrench and Sarah? Awesome. They're from Chicago, Minnesota.
Weston and Carson Campfire.
All right, Weston and Carson. Carson. All right. Well, nice to meet you, boys. A little bit of our friend and neighbor Mark Cove auctioneering at the Sisseton Livestock today. He does a great job.
Got a big bag of them.
Yeah.
Number 33, 174, 5, 75, 75, 173, number 30 cars set by over here.
There you go.
171 here. Get 2 now, you keep that now. 174. Hit 4 now, 5. Go to the 175. 175. You ever seen that? You seen that, Carson? Ranching South Dakota on YouTube? Have you seen that? Oh, you gotta see it. Ari, they got a YouTube channel and it's all about ranching South Dakota. It's pretty cool.
Well, the cows sold good. We had 5 cows. They sold good. Met some cute little boys from Chicago, Minnesota, and headed home.
Now Steve's got a runny nose or something.
Bloody nose.
Oh gosh.
I had a bloody nose this morning.
From what?
I just rubbed it. I don't know.
Working him too hard. I think when he's at the office, his blood is just thick and sluggish, and now he's out here in the ranch. We are in transit now. We're back. Everybody's back. Sassy Pants fed us, and we are loaded up. We're heading up to do some baling. Put the baler tire back on, and we'll get Steve-O in the rake, and we're gonna make some hay today. Good hay too, no rain on it. So the hay itself was not great. A lot of weeds and just mature grass, but she's green and she's dry. So let's put this tire back on the old girl. What you don't know is I forgot the impact gun, so we're gonna have to do a little old school breaker bar action. Could get a little interesting. Stand by to stand by. Steve, apply. Well, we got the tire on. Put some oil in the old chain luber. I like this auto chain dirty baler maker machine. Keeps everything looking good. I got a little vegetable oil in this mix. Used cooking oil, so it kind of reminds me of my old days when I used to work at McDonald's. Kind of gives you that fry smell. Or was it Wendy's? I can't remember if I worked at McDonald's or Wendy's. I think it's the Arby's is the one that I would probably worked at. Always gotta check the oil. She's good. All right, we're locked and loaded here. Steve-O's gonna get in the rake. He raked last year for me. Same tractor too, I believe, wasn't it?
Probably.
So the bad part is I come up here and I cut. I didn't get done. I come back the next day and I finished and I started another piece. Some was too wet, this, that. Long story short, I got like 6 pieces. So Steve-O's gonna have to get yelled at a little bit to find out where to go and not to go. I think most of it's gonna be ready by the end of the day, but I wanna start with the stuff that's the most for sure ready. So we'll get her figured out here. Here's a shot of the case for you guys up in Canada. She just sits there waiting. It's ready to mint. Now we're going. This is an old CRP stand. A lot of I think it's a lot of June grass. Maybe it's even worse than June grass. It's like super fine. I don't know. quite a bit of it, but it's not real good feed. There's only like 6 acres of that that's mixed in with this field, but she fluffs up. Pretty good windrows. Steve-O, he's back in his jam. There he is. Nice and slow. We're not going too fast. It's kind of bumpy, but chain that holds the kicker arm, you're supposed to have a little pin in there. Well, I lost the pin, I suppose, and I put a bolt in there. Well, the bolt was too long and it got bent and it was sticking out. I think it got stuck in between the door and where it's supposed to be. So my door wouldn't shut. I think that's the problem. We'll try it this time and make sure, but that's the only thing I could figure out. Clicking along here, and look at these bales, my guy. Nice. Yeah, we're having to add more twine because we're making some bales. Steve-O, he's rocking still. Well, we got the hilltops done, but this low ground, as you can see out here, big flat swale and lots of hay. But tires are tacky. Tires have come up a little bit wet. So I think we're gonna rake it up some, let it air out a bit. We got tomorrow, it sounds like, too, and Saturday, frankly. So we got a couple days here with no rain. So I think we're gonna be all right. But I know how some of you guys really liked my homemade fuel pump system, so I figured I'd show you how to fill up my tank here a little bit. Ooh, the mosquitoes are bad. She's cheeching, bud. Time to shut her down, boys. The sun is dipping low. Steve-O's put in a full day. I think we're gonna just shut them down and we'll pick up tomorrow, huh? We'll see what Steve-O's vibe is. Keep in a line, yeah. Keep in a line like we're big time operators. I like that. We'll line them up here. Steve-O, what do you got to say about today? I'll close her out.
It's fantastic. Best day ever. Best day ever.
I think you're lying. It really wasn't too bad though, was it?
It was good. It was good.
Got a little bit of everything in today.
That's right.
Mechanicking, fencing, raking, tire repair. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to watch me on another podcast, I was on the Ranching Returns. That's the name of Jared Lumen's podcast. Ranching Returns, I'm on there. That's the good news. The bad news for all you loyal followers that watched to the end of the video, we lost Bella here a few days ago. So we kind of got her out of her back problem, but then she did pass away. So anyways, that's the bad news, but she had a good life. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.